Hello once again, everybody. I am back from brief hiatus. If you don't know what happened, I briefly caught a cold, but I beat back. And I stopped being predominantly phlegmy, so we can do this, we can do the finale of Unlimited Blade Works, guys. Are you ready? I kind of not, but we're gonna do it anyway. Um, further testing has shown that this is basically the only game I can stream at the moment. But hey, we're gonna play through and keep pushing the limit. Oh, and probably Faith. By the way, I'll finish, the next Faith stream is on Friday, maybe, probably. I've stopped trying to promise things, but that was technically a promise, but whatever. And without further preamble, let's get into the finale of Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works. Hope I didn't forget anything. February 15th, Unlimited Blade Works, 16, Eden. I turn off the lights in my house. It's 4 in the morning. With dawn still a few hours away, we leave the Emiya household. Everything is arranged already. There's nothing to talk about now. We just need to go to battle and fulfill our roles. There's no guarantee we'll come back alive. No, that's been the case all along, but there's less of a guarantee this time. That's why I'm carefully turning off all the lights. Huh? There's someone standing in the yard. The golden-haired girl is just standing there, looking up at the night sky. That's not too quiet. Whatever. Hey, what are you doing, Saber? I was watching the sky and this house. Her reply is gentle. She's looking at the house with an expression different from the first time I met her. A lot has happened. I want to engrave the events in my mind so that I will remember them forever. It is the voice of one prepared not to return. I see. Yeah, please remember it if you can. I make a clumsy wish from the porch. Yes. Then I have a favor to ask of you as well. I will protect you two, so please come back to this house together. Yeah, we'll come back here, no matter what. That's all I can manage to say. We're going to go destroy the Holy Grail. At the same time, Servant Saber will be returning to her original place. Even if I want her to stay here, and even if Saber's attached to this house, as long as she's a servant, she can't go against the law. Hey, what are you doing? You don't have time, so hurry up. A voice urges us from the entrance, just like I must be waiting at the gate ready to go. Shiro. Yeah, let's go settle this once and for all. I turn off the last light and leave the house with Saber. A quiet night. The illusion of the girl staring up at the stars is still lingering in the yard. The plan goes like this. Saber will head into the Ryudo Temple from the front, while Tosaka and I sneak in from the back. Saber will enter before us so that she can get Gilgamesh's attention. We will use that opening to sneak in, quickly destroy the Holy Grail, and then go help Saber. I'll keep Gilgamesh at bay by projecting his noble phantasms, allowing Saber to finish him off. That's really the only plan we have. It is a path that you can just barely call a road. Tosaka must have researched it beforehand as she goes up without hesitation. At night, the mountain is dark and ominous. It is natural for the sacred mountain to reject people. The dark mountain is threatening, but it is an embodiment of the pure gods at the same time. But this isn't normal. It smells so bloody that I feel sick. Tosaka stares up at the summit where the Realta Temple is. Smelling bloody is just a phrase Tosaka used. There's really no smell of blood coming from the mountain. It just feels strange. The air is damp and it sticks to the skin like a membrane. The place is suffused with a life force so strong that I can't tell if it's the breathing I hear. If the breathing I hear is mine or the mountains. I feel like I'm climbing up a big, living organ rather than a mountain. I know it's late to ask, but how do you feel, Shiro? Then, Tosaka suddenly asked me such a question. Huh? I mean, I feel fine, but really not. To be honest, it's kind of beyond my control. I honestly tell her. I can easily project dozens of weapons with this amount of magical energy, but it's like having a jet engine inside of a worn-out plane, so the fuel might leak out and explode if I let my guard down. Wow, that's a luxurious worry, but I'm glad it worked. I was worried since it was the first time. Worried? Don't tell me you just barely pulled that ritual off. Not the ritual, the part after that. I'm talking about the balance of the magical energy I'm giving you and Saber. I'm sharing my magical energy between two people, so Saber's getting less energy now. Oh. I see. Then does that mean Saber can't really fight with all her power? Hey, don't take me so lightly. I won't do such a clumsy thing. The magical energy I'm giving you is small, so it'll be fine. But we can't push it. Saber can only use her holy sword once. She can only use it once? Then we can't use the holy sword against Gilgamesh. Saber's noble phantasm has to be saved to destroy the Holy Grail. Then Saber has to keep Gilgamesh busy without using her noble phantasm? Yeah, so we'll just have to go help her as quickly as possible. I told her that she can use the holy sword if she can't stop Gilgamesh by herself. But that would be it for Saber. Only her holy sword can destroy the Holy Grail. So... My breathing stops. In short, she'll have to use her holy sword at the cost of her existence. Tosaka, that's... It can't be helped. It's what Saber said. She'll destroy the Holy Grail even if I stop her. Tosaka murmurs as she looks away. Damn, stupid of me. Must be hard for Tosaka as well. Tosaka doesn't want Saber to disappear either. Then... let's hurry. We won't give Saber to Gilgamesh. Of course not. She's mine. I won't let him kill her. We run. We know what we have to do. We have to stop the Holy Grail as fast as we can and go settle the match with Gilgamesh. Interlude 16:1. The mountain is rumbling. The sky is filled with dark clouds, and the trees are rustling as if shivering with fear. She watches it all at the entrance to the mountain gate. She understood that the Realta Temple was poisoned the instant she approached it. The golden servant isn't the only one waiting for her at the top of the stairs. Something strange is waiting for her. She cannot afford to make a mistake. If the mountain is a place of death, then she will draw all the risk to herself. She wants the other two to make it out alive. She cannot hold anything back. She can only use her holy sword twice. She understands that she will disappear the instant she activates the holy sword for the second time. do not care. He is an enemy I cannot match unless I risk my life. The King of Heroes, Gilgamesh. She cannot think of anything else but to use the holy sword against that man with 1,000 noble phantasms. Go after 30 minutes, Saber. She recalls Rin's words. It is only 1 more minute until the appointed time. She breathes out, sets her condition. Wind blows down from the mountaintop. The instant the trees shiver against the evil wind, she starts up the stone steps. She runs up in a flash. Her attack must have been detected the instant she stepped onto the stairs. The last servant should appear at the temple. She'll get to him as quickly as possible so she can defeat him before Shiro and Rin arrive. She cannot disobey her master's order. She started off after waiting 30 minutes, just as Rin ordered. Even if she arrives at the temple before Rin expects her to, she's not going against Rin's order. It's just that she will protect her master's life and go against Rin's expectation as a result. Wish I knew how to bleed. Oh, wait. First time. Oh well. If the thing leaking out of the mountain is pollution, Saber is a raging wind that blows the pollution away. It should not take her a minute to get up to the top. She'll be 5 minutes faster than what Rin's expecting. She can end her fight against Gilgamesh in that time. Ah! She runs up enduring the mountain's chill. The silver armor shoots up to the temple like a bullet. And when she finally reaches the mountain gate... What? Her feet, which should not stop, come to an unexpected halt. Sweat runs down her forehead. She looks up at the mountain gate in astonishment. I've been waiting for you. I'm glad you made it in time, Saber. An elegant voice echoes through the night. Moonlight glints off the longsword. On the stairs leading up to the mountain gate stands an enemy who should not exist. Assassin. Bet you thought you'd seen the last of me. There is no elegance in Saber's voice. An enemy that should not be there. An obstacle that should not exist. She cannot be calm in the face of these surprises. What is wrong, Saber? Is it that much of a surprise that I'm here? You should know that I am the guard here. His pleased voice is calm and composed. The swordsman is acting casually, even with the evil wind swirling around. Impossible. Why are you here, assassin? Castor summoned you. You cannot exist since Castor is gone. That should be the case for normal servants, but I'm a bit special. It is not a person, but this land that is binding me. Masters are the hosts which keep you in this world. It is in this mountain, in my case. What? The land is the host? Right. Ones without form cannot maintain other servants even if they are mages. A host from this age is needed to keep a servant in this world. That fox summoned me and chose this land to be my host. Therefore, I am a servant that can only appear here. I will not disappear as long as this mountain exists, even if Castor, my summoner, dies. But that is only borrowed time. The fox gave me about 20 days worth of magical energy. You should be able to tell when my limit is. Saying so, the swordsman raises his right hand. Inside his elegant kimono, his white arm is transparent, like glass. Assassin, you... I will not last until dawn, as you can see. The appointed time of 20 days is already over. It is just luck that it kept me alive this long. She looks up at the swordsman in astonishment. Neither enmity nor murderous intent is emitted from his sword. He just wishes for a fight. He is demanding a meaningless battle. Then you have stayed just to fight against me, assassin. Do not let me say it, Saber. It will just turn into a meaningless word if I say it. He laughs. She can understand how he feels. She doesn't have the time right now. The other two will make it in time for the battle unless she hurries. No, in the worst case, they'll reach the temple to face Gilgamesh even before she does. Move aside, assassin. The one that ordered you to protect this gate has died. There's no longer a reason to follow that command. Saber asks while she takes a step forward. But I refuse. I had no reason to fight from the start. Assassin points his sword at Saber, saying that he will start the fight if she comes any closer. No, I do not have a reason to fight. From the very beginning I have had nothing. I do not have pride as a heroic spirit, and I do not have a wish that I want granted. No. First of all, it was a mistake that I got summoned, because I am not Sasaki Kojiro. Saber's confusion reaches the limit. Sasaki Kojiro. It should be the true identity of the servant. But Assassin himself said that he's a fake. You should not be so surprised. Sasaki Kojiro was never more than a fictional swordsman without a true identity. It is said that he existed, but records on him are too vague. His past was falsely forged as a convenient foe to a famed swordsman. I'm sure a man named Sasaki Kojiro existed. I am also sure that there was a swordsman who used Monohoshizao. But they are not the same person. A swordsman with the name Sasaki Kojiro is a fictional character, created to be his enemy's foil. You are a fictional heroic spirit? Yes, I am Sasaki Kojiro. It merely means that I am the best suited for this role. I do not have a name, I do not know how to read or write, and I was not fortunate enough to be given one. I am a phantom that was summoned just because I could execute Sasaki Kojiro's secret technique. As I am a false servant, I cannot last long. Castor treated me as a disposable servant because of that reason. See, there's no meaning in this, right? Even if I'm to perform a great deed here, all the reward will go to Sasaki Kojiro. I will get nothing. As I am nothing, everything is meaningless. I am not even clear about myself. I am only a disposable swordsman that acts out the role of Sasaki Kojiro. His longsword wavers. The fictional swordsman created by a fictional story blocks her way as if to fulfill his role. But if there is a meaning in me, it is now. If there is a wish for me who died nameless, he must have dreamed of a match with a superior swordsman, who he could not have allowed to witness as a nameless swordsman. Assassin. She readies her sword. She cannot convince her enemy. The only way she could answer the swordsman who is prepared for his death is to fight him. Then let us start. My life will end no matter what. There is no better end than to die at your hand. His longsword moves. Saber's sword repels the strike like moonlight. His longsword wavers. She cannot match Gilgamesh if she uses up her powers here. But she cannot afford to hold back. No. She doesn't know if she could win, even if she uses all her powers. His longsword gets more fierce with each blow. A fictional swordsman. A swordsman who can match a heroic spirit without a noble phantasm. She must settle her match with him right here and now. Interlude. Out. The mountaintop is near. We'll reach the back of the temple once we climb up this mountain. I think there's a big lake there. I see it. We're almost there. Sasaka pushes her way through the branches and runs up the hill. I keep watch on her surroundings as I follow behind her. And so, it greets us the instant we make our way from the hill onto level ground. What is this? A lump of meat is wriggling around. The thing in the middle of the lake spews out black blood and shakes as if asking for help. How big is that thing? Already as big as an island. The pile of flesh is slowly expanding. The clear water is now dirty and sticky, like coal tar. No way. Is that the Holy Grail? I avert my gaze, unable to stare directly at it. The air on the mountain is that thing's breath. The infinitely flowing magical energy is making that lump of meat explode, and the black blood is polluting the lake. The blood isn't just colorless energy. The black thing is a visible curse. Just looking at the black mud gives me chills. The curse seeps into my brain through my eyes, ordering me to. And that's all. What the? How can we stop such a thing? The distance is about 30 meters. The lake is shallow, and it'd be easy to walk in. But it's suicidal to go into that mud. Just looking at the curse is almost enough to knock one unconscious. I'll weaken and sink into the mud if I walk a meter into it. That thing is about to explode. I don't know if it was shaped like that from the start, but I bet the original vessel was too small. It can't contain the thing in it and it's about to break out the vessel. Break the vessel? You mean, if Shinji's the Holy Grail, it would mean he would be destroyed. Can you see it? There's something that's shaped like a human in it, right? I think you'll be able to see it. I don't know if we want to. Huh? I look to where Tosaka's looking. Within the expanding pile of flesh, I kinda see something shaped like a person. He looks like he's been crucified. His clothes have been torn off, leaving him naked. Visible against his skin, the blood vessels writhe like centipedes, connecting him to the meat. It looks bizarre, as if grapevines took a human form. Shinji. I can't see his face, but that naked body. I'm sure it's him. I see. So he's alive? I can't tell. He's not dead, but I'm not optimistic enough to say he's alive in that condition. He's breathing. His body is... I can't even really say that he has human limbs in a way. I thought so. The Holy Grail this time is in human form, so it means it's operated using a person, right? I guess Shinji turned out that way because he's incompatible, but the Holy Grail won't function unless the host is alive. But that thing's about to explode. It's going to destroy Shinji, right? That's because it can't be helped. The Holy Grail will not exist anymore if that happens. It's that strange thing will flow out from the gate if the Holy Grail opens. But we can still make it in time. The Holy Grail's been activated, but it's not in its true form, nor is it broken. That Goldie just wants to open the gate. His objective is to activate the Holy Grail and to destroy the vessel. If he does that, the mysterious mud will flow out infinitely. There's no time to think. We have to pull Shinji out of that thing and stop the Holy Grail. Tosaka, can you do something about that mud? It looks like we can walk on it if we freeze it. That's impossible. I can do it if it's just water. But that thing is a curse made up of magical energy. Even a mage specialized in freezing would have a hard time freezing a magical energy that took physical form. I see. Then I guess I'll just have to pray and run through it. I'll cross the lake before I get cursed and bring back Shinji. Hey, are you going to go like that? It's impossible. It'll swallow you. I mean, you never know unless you try. We don't have the time. Saber should be fighting right now. We can't hesitate here. I quickly turn, moving to protect her. This is surprising. I did not think I would see your face for the third time, you mongrel. A laugh. He appears as if he knows of our plan. Gilgamesh? No, wait, who's Saber fighting? Seems Saber's fighting someone from what Tosaka's saying. Oh. But I can't tell who she's fighting, nor how she's faring. No, this isn't the time to be thinking about such things. The one before us is the worst possible enemy. He's the strongest servant, and the one the three of us had planned to beat together. But only Tosaka and I face him now. Oh? Saber's not here? How dull. In that case, I guess I'll settle for killing just the two of you. Coldness emanates from the sea of mud, and the man before me gives off a murderous intent. He already has the noble phantasms ready behind him. I'll be skewered in an instant. I carelessly take a step forward. No. That'll be too boring. I normally don't allow such a thing, but I shall make an exception just for the two of you. Just this once. You two are special guests. I shall give you two a brief grace period. Grace period? I clench my fists and glare at the enemy. My magic circuit is open. I managed to form 14 blueprints in my head. I'll reproduce his swords once he clicks his fingers. I should be able to let Tosaka escape. What do I have to tell you? I'm telling you two to stand there until the cocoon hatches. It'd be too lonesome if I were the only one to witness it. Seeing this through will give meaning to your lives. Can't listen to him. Our goal is to stop the Holy Grail. If we can still make it, we have to get Shinji back. I see. I'm sorry, but I won't do as you say. I'm going to go there and stop your Holy Grail right away. Then, Tosaka glares at Gilgamesh from behind me. Oh? He grins. He smiles like when he decided to kill one in front of him. Hold on, Tosaka, that's... Can you stop him here, Shiro? I know it's unreasonable, but please hold on until Saber makes it here. I'm gonna pull Shinji out. What? Pull Shinji out? I know. He's still Sakura's brother. I can't just let him die in front of me. And you believe in saving someone that can be saved, right? Tosaka runs to the Black Lake. Is she gonna go into that mud? You know, like I did? How ridiculous! Are you trying to make me die of laughter? He laughs as if to look down at Tosaka's determination. What's so funny? Huh. Is it not comical for you, mongrel? Go through that curse? Do you think a mere human can go through even what even a servant cannot bear? I read it carefully. Don't take me too lightly. I'm not so weak as to be tainted by this curse. And I'm not a half-spirit like you guys. I am fully human, so I won't let that curse drown me. It's an obvious bluff, but I'm sure that Tosaka will make it across. As she says, Tosaka Rin isn't so weak as to lose to that curse. I see. Then do as you wish. But I will not allow such a thing. Trace? A sword shoots forward. The sword flies through the air to pierce Tosaka's defenseless back. Not the other thing. Her back. Anyway. Off! And it is slashed down by Concho. Ah! I breathe hard. I made it. Even though I was prepared, this is the fastest projection I've ever done. It's probably thanks to Tosaka's magical energy. With this, I might be able to... You. Murderous rage fills his red eyes. The projection made him serious. The noble phantoms behind his back increase in number. Shiro. I hear Tosaka's worried voice. I don't turn around, but stare at my enemy with Concho in hand. Tosaka, I'm leaving Shinji to you. That's all I say. Alright, I'll bring him back right away. I hear a splashing sound. Tosaka goes into the mud without any hesitation. Please stop splashing so loudly. Then I'll protect her. I won't allow a single noble phantasm to get past me. I'm your opponent. Beat me if you want to attack Tosaka. Take a step forward. It must have gotten on his nerves. The golden servant takes his eyes off Tosaka and looks at me. Heh! The girl will die anyway. It was out of compassion that I tried to kill her. The noble phantasms point at me. He lets out a sharp, murderous intent. But it seems I need to teach you a lesson before that. You miserable fraud. I shall teach you the difference between a fake and the real. He releases his treasures unsparingly. The longsword slashes through the darkness. Saber has yet to be able to close in on our enemy that freely swings his longsword. Unable to dodge, she retreats. The distance between the two does not shrink. There was 1 meter between Saber and Assassin. But Saber is unable to climb the few steps. She bites her lip. She cannot waste any time. She surpasses him in power. She can overpower him if she uses her magical energy and her sword as a shield. Just one blow. She can overpower him if she can withstand just one blow. It can be her arm or leg. If she does not allow the wound to slow her, there will be no second attack. She can surly slash Assassin if she receives his blow. But if the attack is to come for her neck, she cannot overpower him. All of the servant's attacks are of that kind. All are meant to take her life. Retreat is the only defense against him. She cannot move forward because of the enemy's technique, and the geographical disadvantage does not allow her to move to either side. She cannot move forward because of those reasons. She must reach the temple alive. The two are fighting Gilgamesh even at this moment. They might die if she is late. No, in the worst case, they're already... She runs. She rushes upward, yelling as if to deny the ominous loss. The two weapons collide. For some reason, Assassin swings the sword, not at the charging saber, but at the swinging sword. Impressive. As expected from Saber's sword. I thought it would be able to take a few blows, but it was bent just after one. Sparks fly off. The swords try and push each other away. Assassin blocked my sword? Assassin's sword is fragile. It's a good sword that can even cut steel. It was made by a human. It cannot even be compared to a sword that has not been made by men. His longsword would be pulverized if he used his power to strike back at the oncoming attack. That's why Assassin has parried the attacks and pushed back Saber by attacking her body, instead of her sword until now. but Assassin blocked this attack. An Assassin's sword cannot block Saber's attack, no matter how strong he is. The long sword that blocks Saber's attack is better. There's no way it's as sharp as it was before. I can beat him? I can beat him without a scratch? Saber asks herself while she pushes back Assassin's longsword. The question becomes an opening. There's a reason why Assassin blocked her sword. She's standing in that position before she realizes it. Their positions are different. They are now standing on the same level. Before she realizes it, Saber has been forced to fight sideways. It's just like before. They're standing on the same plane. This is the position he needs to execute his secret technique. Assassin is able to execute his demonic attack here. Tsubame Gaishi. 3 arcing blades close in on an enemy from all sides, allowing no chance for defense or evasion. A chill runs up her back. Assassin, you... Saber stops pushing. She can push him back. She can push Assassin back with her strength, and then follow up with a finishing blow, or run up the mountain gate. But it'll be the same either way. That attack will come the instant she pushes him away. It'll end once he executes his technique. It does not matter if she runs up to him, or if she turns her back and runs up the mountain. So she cannot push him. She can only loosen up and match Assassin's push. Are you sure you want to relax like that? I can push you back now. Assassin stares at Saber in satisfaction. There's no inhuman emotion there. The swordsman is just fascinated by her eyes, trying to find some way out of this hopeless situation. So this is why you damaged your own weapon? Of course. I wanted to put an end to the match. I thought this would bring out the Saber I saw previously. Do not think that about what comes after this battle while we are still fighting. She gasps. Assassin's words are not an insult to her, but... The compound is burning. Sounds of swords clashing and breaking. It is the sound of a battle between Gilgamesh and Emi Ashiro. Seems the banquet is at its peak. This is no time for you to be staying here. Assassin! She puts power into her arms. She puts magical energy into her sword to push her enemy back. But she cannot do it. She'll die once she does so. She'll fall into Assassin's trap once she gets away from him. She grits her teeth in frustration. She puts magical energy into her sword without a plan. Then... Why the hesitation? There's only one thing for us to do. The swordsman's voice is clear. Assassin? From the very beginning, we are only summoned to fulfill our roles. As I protect this gate, you have something to protect as well. Then there is nothing to think about. And Saber, you're not the only one who's in a hurry. There's no lie in those words. Those are the first and last true words for the swordsman that fulfilled his role as a fictional character. That he would like both of them to go all out on each other. The swordsman in front of her is telling her his only wish, his only compensation for being summoned in this world. I apologize for my impoliteness. We certainly do not have time. She releases... I apologize for my impoliteness. We certainly do not have time. She releases the magical energy in her sword. The merciless force pushes the assassin back. He slides back about 2 meters. Saber doesn't move, even though she is within Assassin's best range. She does not run up to the mountain, nor does she charge at Assassin. She releases the seal. Showing her sword, Saber confronts Assassin. There is no hesitation in her eyes. She will use all her powers if need be. Her eyes state that she will use all her strength to defeat the enemy in front of her. There's nothing to talk about now. The fictional swordsman readies his sword. Let us... He greets his greatest enemy with his strongest technique. She struggles through the sea of tainted meat. The lake isn't even a meter deep. Chunks of flesh carpet the bottom, so she only sinks up to her knees. Jeez, this is too disgusting. She grumbles as she breathes hard. Every step brings a chill as she's treading on piles of insects, as if she's treading on them. If she stops moving, the taint on her skin will begin to solidify and consume her. Jeez, damn it. She shakes off with all her might and tries to keep going. It's almost impossible to keep wading through the rottenness while still keeping your sanity. After this, even slaughtering a cow shouldn't be a big deal. Tosaka Rin thinks so defiantly. So she's getting used to this work now. She's so tense that she'll stop moving when she stops treating this as work. But at least there's no mental damage this way. But she cannot endure it with just willpower. Her temperature rises with each step. The meat on her legs attacks her nerves instantly. Even if she flings it off, the poison has already entered her system. Curse. The malice is almost tangible, and it feels like a disease. One will get sick when touched by it. It taints the nerve, takes away energy, boils the brain, and kills within one step. A normal person would stop moving after 2 steps, and would fall into the sea of decay. She does not know what would happen after that. She doesn't even want to consider whether she would be suffocated or absorbed into the poisoned flesh. Her mind is too overcome with heat to even think about it. Man! She braces her staggering feet and keeps moving forward. Rin did not enter the pool of mud without a plan. She swallowed 2 jewels and is using all the magical energy she saved up to defend herself. If this curse is a crystallization of pure magical energy, she should be able to repel it with strong magical energy of her own. This is bad. Her vision wavers. Her guess was right, but her scale was off. The swallowed jewels are as good as paper shield against the curse. This is not something a human can fight against. No human can ward off this curse. In here, one's belief in oneself is the only support in their life. Good. Jeez. Jumping into a sea of fire is colder than this. With your jewels' protection, jumping into a sea of fire would be no problem. As soon as she complains. She gets angry at herself and sets her mind straight. It's not true. She cannot be complaining. She concentrates on the sounds behind her. She cannot see the 2 anymore. She doesn't know if Shiro moved the battleground away, or if he's just cornered. Either way, it seems the fight has gone to the compound. Just a bit more. I'll finish this quickly, so... She runs. It's only as fast as walking, but she frantically moves her feet. She pushes her way through the tainted meat. Her breathing ragged, she reaches out. Ha! Got it! She climbs up. That's so gross. She could feel the mountain of meat. Oh, it seems it's better here. She lays on the pulsing ground. This feels even nastier, but the heat violating her nerves goes away. Wait, could this be? She puts her finger on the red ground. It's the same as the black mud, but it has form. It is something that should not exist in the world. Something that came out of the Holy Grail and took form using magical energy. Servants. This is exactly like the servants. She murmurs in blank amazement. She tries not to think about what this could mean, but stops herself. She tries to think about. This isn't the time. There's only one thing she must do right now. Alright, I'm rested. I should go find Shinji and get out of here. She gets up and runs along the top of the mountain of meat. It is an island about 50 meters wide. She could not tell before, but this lumpy meat is intertwined. Found him. Within it all, Mato Shinji is there, hidden amongst the flesh. Gah! I repel the oncoming swords. There are over 10 noble phantasms, and every one of them has been released to destroy me. I throw away the destroyed sword and prepare for the next attack. I catch my breath in an instant. I can't project with ragged breath, and I'll just be skewered if I don't have a weapon. The battle's not a battle against him. This is a battle against my body. I will die once the speed and precision of my projection goes down. There's no time to rest. In response to his voice, a straight sword points at me. The loaded noble phantasm is released at fatal speed. Trace? Unable to deflect the full impact, I fall to the ground. I quickly roll to the side and get up, steadying myself. What is wrong? Your quality's going down. You cannot even call it a replica if it'll break in one blow. He laughs. He's obviously enjoying this. There's no way for me to defend myself if he releases all of the noble phantasms behind him. But he releases them one by one, as it's to test how much I can take. But that's what's keeping me alive right now. It's too hard to project a weapon after seeing it, even with Tosaga's backup. I can only imitate the shape. I can't construct the ability inside of it, so it gets destroyed with one blow. Why did he say that? He said I'm the only one who can beat him. But this is all I can do. I can't rush at him after I block his attack. 2. I'll need at least 2 weapons. But I'm having trouble projecting one weapon, so it's impossible for me to project 2 at once. What? So you just talk? Faker? He must have liked seeing me roll around as he looks delighted. I catch my breath. It's fine as long as he's enjoying this. There's still a chance for me to win. Trace. On! I look within myself. A limited circuit. I mentally lay out as many blueprints as I can. I can see 17 noble phantasms behind it. I read the structure from its appearance, draw out the concept of creation, select the composite material. I vomit blood. It's because I'm putting multiple blueprints inside of a circuit. It usually handles only 1 or 2. My nerves are bruised since I started projection, and my body's being destroyed from within. My throat tries to pump out the blood, and it's filling my stomach. Position, experience, sympathy complete. I swallow it and continue with the process. Kansho and Bakia cannot block his noble phantasms. Archers should be able to with this technique, but I don't have that much skill. There's only one way for me to block the noble phantasms. I need to offset them with the same exact ones. I still have enough magical energy. There's enough supply from Tosaga. But the circuit to channel it is about to break. The end is near. When it gets serious, I have to project the same number of noble phantasms as hidden to stay alive. But my body will die if I project that many. Roll out. Bullet. Clear. I save the overflowing images. The overflowing swords are the ones that will pierce me from within. and Mishir will be pierced from within if the circuit cannot be controlled. So he'll literally explode in swords if he can't do this properly. Oh, you made it this time. 10, 15, 17. I see. You've reproduced all the noble phantasms you can see. What? Do not take me lightly. What sort of hero would I be if I could not see through a mage? I can easily tell how many spells you are working on. His words are unexpected. The king of heroes that possesses thousands of noble phantasms can figure out my magic just by looking at me? Then let me grade them. Well, I will now allow any one of them to stay in this world, no matter how good they may be. My reaction is delayed. His words caught my attention, creating a hopeless delay. And 17 noble phantasms are released. King's treasures. A fraction of them charge in, as if to tell me playtime is over. Freeze out, sword bullet full open! My body wavers. The sword shooting forward and the swords created from within me crash and shake the surroundings. I can't block all of them. Even though I project 17 noble phantasms, I can only give form to one of them at a time. If I can't form them in succession, I am no match for him, as he can release all of them at once. Ha! You're holding well with your fragile works, but you should not be able to last more than a few more blows. Come on! You need to hurry or you will die. Wow, that's loud. I can hear him laughing behind the swords. 12 more enemy noble phantasms. But you sure are foolish. You know you cannot beat me, so you try to regain the Holy Grail. The decision is correct, even if you are not even a match for me. Just gonna turn that down a little bit. Just for this sequence. My fingertips are burning. The magical energy I emit and the heat from the crashing noble phantasms burn my fingertips mercilessly. 7 more noble phantasms. But then why not just kill Shinji? Oh, but then why not just kill Shinji? It is a sure way to stop the Holy Grail. I'm sure you two had a way to kill him without going across that mud. Such hypocrisy to try and save him, as expected from a mongrel. It's burning out. My circuit's completely burning off. I don't have enough. I can't match this man with this small circuit. Damn. Why? Why can't I block them? He said I can beat him, so why am I not even a match? Does that mean... am I making a mistake? 3 more noble phantasms. Will my body last until I block them? No. I should be thinking about the difference between my projection and archers. Thank God. Huh? All senses freeze in that instant. I don't even pay heed to the 3 approaching blades. The golden servant's taking out a sword. A strange sword. My mind burns up the instant I see it. Ah, shit, he pulled that at you. You said you'll save the girl, right? He laughs while the sword roars. I eliminate the 3 remaining blueprints in my circuit and concentrate on reading this one. But I can't read it? I was able to read every sword, but I can't even read the sword's structure. Then show me. Show me what you could say with your imitations. A storm of chaos. The wind emitted from his sword even blows away his own noble phantasms as it comes at me. My mind is still blank. I can't come up with any countermeasures, so I just release the remaining magical energy within me. God, this is loud. Let us. And the swordsman readies his sword. The only stance for the man who does not have a stance. A fatal technique that cuts his enemy by simultaneously executing blows from different angles. She has experienced the move before. The previous one only had an arc to surround the enemy and a vertical slash. That's why she was able to avoid it and live up to this day. But the real technique has 3 slashes. A circular slash and a vertical slash. And probably a horizontal slash that cuts anyone that escapes sideways. There's nowhere to run if the 3 attacks are executed all at once. Once in a range, the other 2 attacks will cut you even if one is blocked. One cannot escape sideways, and the longsword will reach out even if one retreats. Demonic Technique, Subamigaishi. A godly technique that even surpasses the servants. The ultimate attack, perfected by an anonymous swordsman using all his life. The longsword trembles. His body moves in with one step. The distance to attack Saber. Prison-like arcs are executed from a range that does not allow any defense. Saber doesn't use her holy sword. She cannot use her noble phantasm at this range. No matter how fast Saber may be, Assassin Tsubame Gaishi is many times faster. Her neck will be cut the instant she puts the magical energy into her sword. Therefore, her only weapon is pure technique. Let me turn this back up. That should be about it. The blade begins its arcs. She feels despair for its precision and speed. Such an attack. How much training was needed to get this far? Fear is the only thing on her mind. It cannot be blocked. This technique is a technique of carnage that challenges God with mere human skill. Only God would be able to block it. Ah, she gulps. There's a flash as small as a grain of sand. She doesn't think about what it is, nor if it is correct. She risks everything she has on her instinct. Ah! She charges at her victory with all her might. What did the fictional swordsman think of that? Silver armor passes through the gap beside his arm. The opening between the swordsman's left arm and his waist. Saber must have figured out that the small opening is the blind spot of the technique. Even though the attack still chips off her armor, Saber curls up and flies through the opening. An exquisite skill that's only possible with her precognition, her great instinct. She is able to protect the true Tsubame Gaishi, since she experienced it once. But that's not the surprising part. It is her determination that kept her alive. She trusted her insight and put all her power into this slight opening. She shook off the fear that she would have been slashed if she was even a moment late and charged into the small opening. Therefore, her determination is the strength that defeated the demonic technique. But the match isn't over yet. Even though Tsubame Gaishi was avoided, her enemy is right beside her, and she charged in with full speed quicker than the attack. It's not easy to recover her stance from such a charge. The longsword strikes. The attack is the quickest, even if it may not be quick as the demonic technique. But her attack is a bit quicker than his. He closes his mouth. He shuts his lips tight and tenses up so that he will not fall down. Blood from his lungs fills his mouth, but he swallows it so it will not spill out. The golden-haired girl is below him. The way of the swordsman does not allow him to dirty her with his blood. Saber does not say anything. Her golden hair flutters down to the ground. It's a wonder that her head is still attached. It's a miracle that her limbs are still attached. She felt that her body would be slashed the instant she went into that opening. That was the only difference. The longsword. The swordsman technique would have stayed invincible if his longsword had not been bent. You can't even really see the bent in it. The air is shaking. I know the battle's still going on behind the mountain gate. Torii gate, I guess. Unsure of what to say, Saber looks up at the dying swordsman. That. Go! The swordsman tells her without looking at her. How much meaning was contained in that word? Saber pulls out her sword and runs up the stairs. She does not turn back to the swordsman. She runs to fulfill her role. I thought she was a beautiful bird, but she turned out to be a lion. He murmurs as if that was to be expected. She avoided something that even a sparrow could not avoid, so she cannot be something that is admired. I was confident in my skills to see through women. I guess I need more training in that as well. The swordsman complains with a shrug. His elegant clothing has lost its colors already. His stomach is pierced and his blood-stained feet are vague. He looks down at them and sits. The branches shake. The wind coming down from the top of the mountain rustles the forest. And when the flowers scatter, the wind stops and the moon darkens. The swordsman has disappeared without a trace, as if his existence was just an illusion. Oh god, it's loud again. Give me a second. Sorry about that, guys. There's no, quick and easy way for me to do it. At that instant, I developed the strongest weapon I've projected. But it doesn't even serve as a shield. The Sword of Separation. The mysterious sword cuts through the wind, destroys 6 noble phantasms, and cuts my body apart. It's disappearing. The circuit is disconnected, and Tosaka's magical energy disperses without a place to go. Damn. I cursed my worthlessness. I knew that I'm unskilled. I cursed myself for never thinking twice. Why is this all the magical energy I have? Just a bit more. If I could reach into that darkness, just a bit more, I could have fought like him. I fall to the ground. I fly through the air and crash to the ground with great force. I don't feel pain from the landing. I don't have such a sense anymore. Even my mind is going blank. Before I die, the only thing filling my head is the surprise that my limbs are still attached. So that's all you can manage. I guess a fraud's just a fraud. You cannot save anyone. My heartbeat gets weaker. My lungs do not move, rendering me unable to breathe. It would have been more fun if I let Archer live. He was a faker as well, but his ideal was not vulgar. Can't see anything. It seems like it's not because my eyes are broken. My organs are just too messed up to function as they should. Maybe it's fortunate. I don't have any sense of pain, so I should be able to die easily. Oh, I remember, now that I think about it. He said your ideal is a borrowed one. How conceited of you to think that you can manage anything when you have nothing you created yourself. I can't do that. Even if I might go crazy from the pain, I need to regain my consciousness. The deep part of me says so as it points to that place. A superhero? A world where no one gets hurt. Ridiculous. No one can preserve happiness without harming anyone. Humans cannot live without sacrifices. Peace is a myth created by those who cower in fear of the dark. You mongrel, your ideal is just an excuse to cover up your ugliness. I raise my arm, which should not be moving. My fallen body and my dying mind. I raise my hand to grab something, like I did on that day. I don't know what's funny, but someone is laughing. So I'll raise this back up. Okay. It seems like everyone in the world is laughing. A fake wish. A borrowed ideal. Someone scorning me, saying that my dream won't come true. Yeah, that's exactly right. My wishes are all borrowed. I just administer the wish of wanting to help someone because it's beautiful. So there's nothing that came from within me. My body has always been driven by a curse-like obsession with helping others. That's why it's a fake. Such an imitation cannot save anything. First of all, I'm not sure what needs to be saved. But I still feel that it's beautiful. It was not born from within me. I just saw someone save others and copied that behavior. I was empty back then. Everyone died, and I could not save anyone. I could not bear the fear in front of me unless I gave up, saying that humans are weak. That's why I admired the ideal. Because it was something I did not have, and its sanctity brought tears to my eyes. Is that wrong? Is it a fake if it's not mine? Even if my wish is fake, is it wrong for it to come true? No, I don't think it's wrong. I don't care, even if it is a fake. I'll make it come true, even if it's an impossible ideal. It's an impossible wish from the start, an unreachable utopia. Then, even if Emiyashiro is a fake, what's there has to be true. That's right. I already knew that. I know that I can't save everything. I know that there's no help without sacrifices. I know that reality is like that because I became an adult. I know it's only an ideal, but I still continue to seek it. It's not the end after someone gets hurt. Even if the best possible outcome has someone get hurt to save many others, I still want to pursue a resolution where nobody's hurt. That there's no justice in this world, and that people die meaninglessly in reality. I don't think such words are right. And he reaches this place in the end. What I believe in. What I believed in. He said that they're all fake. But the one who said so followed through on his hypocrisy. Then I can keep going. I don't care, even if it is a fake. First of all, I'm too simple-minded to worry about such a thing. I make up my mind on this hill of swords. That if I can save the world in front of me, I will fight for it. I didn't even need to think about it. My world is small. The small world is all I have ever been able to create. This small world. That's right. This body of mine is made of firm swords. Yes, so I can endure most things. And Miyashiro can keep his dream until the very end. Even if what I seek is nowhere. So that's it! I raise my body. I can move my limbs again as soon as my consciousness returns. my body still moves. It's a wonder I'm still alive, let alone moving. After his attack, but I don't really care. If I'm alive, there must be a reason why. It's just that I don't know why. Did you protect a shield? I was reluctant to use that sword, but it should have been a fatal. You are rather tenacious, boy. You were reluctant? What's there to hold back when you have so many weapons? I keep my distance while I catch my breath. I know how to do it now. I should be able to do it with the backup from Tosaka. Problem is the casting. Even though I have it memorized, I don't know how fast I can get it working until I try. That was a sword that only a ruler is allowed to use. I showed it to you for the fun of it, but it's not something to be used against a mongrel. Saber is the only one allowed to fight against it. I will not be allowed to face Saber if I sully it on one such as you. You already did, man, come on. Numerous noble phantasms appear, but they're all third-rate. The difference is obvious after seeing the previous sword, but they're not something I can take lightly. They're more than enough to kill me. The difference in our powers is the same. Even though I managed to survive the previous attack, I cannot match the serpent with my projection. Oh, are you done with your copying? So you finally understand that it's useless, huh? Then disappear. I will not even leave a piece of your copying brain behind. The noble phantasm is released. But, cheer up. A blue rushing wind propels them. Saber. Gilgamesh jumps back instantly. Even Gilgamesh is cautious against Saber. He wants to avoid hand-to-hand combat with her, as his technique is far inferior. Good. Are you alright, Shiro? Sorry that I am late. I will take over now. Please stay away. No. I can manage Gilgamesh by myself. You're the one to go, Saber. What? What are you saying, Shiro? You'll fight him in that state of yours? No. A mage cannot match a servant in the first place. You should know that. Yeah. But Gilgamesh and I are an exception. Trust me. I'll probably be able to beat him. Saber gasps. Saber's surprised because she believes my words. Please hurry to the back, Saber. Tosaka's stopping the Holy Grail by herself. You're the only one that can destroy it. She closes her eyes once. A few seconds. Probably even less than that. Good luck. I will go save Rin. She says what I want to hear the most and steps away from Gilgamesh. Her silver armor turns away. Saber. I stop her just once. I could not save you. And I say it. I say it in place of the one who cared for her. I don't think that Holy Grail's the one you seek. Go take a good look at it so you won't make a mistake next time. Shiro? Sorry, I can't put this into words real well. I guess it just wasn't fit to be your master. So, can you even figure out your true desire? That is not true. You are my master, Shiro. Saber. I shall go fulfill my role as a servant. We shall talk afterwards. She runs without turning back. She's gallant and looks like the wind. Saber's already gone. She believed in my promise that it would win and went to save Tosaka. Let's start. I have no hesitation now. All that's left for me is to defeat the enemy in front of me. Are you mad? Letting go of your only chance of victory so you can save that girl? Idiot! It is a lie to sacrifice yourself. You are a true hypocrite for not being able to realize that. Yes, I shall praise you for that. The noble phantasms are set. There are about 30 of them. If I want to block them, I have to create it. Imitations. Faker, huh? Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. I certainly am a faker. I raise my arm. I close one eye and look inside of it. I had the wrong idea. My magic isn't creating swords. First of all, I can't do such a skillful thing. That's right. Tosaka said it too. I can only use one kind of magic. Strengthening and projection are just a byproduct of it. That's right. There's only one thing I can do, and that is to put shape to my mind. I grab my right hand with my left and glare at Gilgamesh. I am the bone of my sword. I cast the spell. Casting is only a suggestion to change myself. These words are to connect Emiyashiro. I see. I am done hearing your nonsense. The numerous noble phantasms are released. I'll make it. This is why one of my eyes is open. I pull out a shield from the hill and block the oncoming noble phantasms. Swords batter against the shield. The shield is me, myself. My body breaks up as each petal of the shield is pierced and damaged. Steel is my body, and fire is my blood. There's only one place I need to reach. The flowing power fills me to capacity in an instant. What? What caused this shock? Is this noble phantasms that cannot penetrate through a single shield, or is it the magical energy in front of him? I have created over 1,000 blades, unaware of loss, nor aware of gain. We're gonna need to read the full version. It breaks. The overflowing magical energy cannot be controlled. Magical energy, 10 times the capacity of the circuit, breaks its foundations trying to escape. I cannot break through? Blood trickles through my mouth. The shield is full of holes now. Even though the little phantasms did not reach me, my body is full of holes. But still. Withstood pain to create weapons, waiting for one's arrival. The magical energy rages around, but I don't care. This body is a circuit specialized to use this one magic from the start. And there should be more. There should be something beyond this if I can't make it with this circuit. No, it's already there. It's just that I can't see it. There was no limitation to the circuit from the start. If it was darkness, not a wall that stopped the magical energy, then the limit is somewhere beyond that darkness. I have no regrets. This is the only path. Magical energy, 10 times the capacity of the circuit, breaks its foundations trying to escape, and I use 100 circuits to take in 1,000 times the capacity. My whole life was unlimited blade works. I cast the true name. At that instant. Everything breaks, and everything reforms. Fire runs. The fire becomes a wall and creates a border, changing the world. A desolate land remains. A hill with numerous swords. What does he think of the scenery? The golden servant stands there with a gruesome expression. That's right. I don't create swords. I create a world that contains infinite swords. This is the only magic allowed for me. A desolate land. A graveyard of swords devoid of life. Every sword exists in this world, as swords are reproduced just at a glance. This is Emiya Shiro's world. A reality marvel. It is the greatest forbidden magic that embodies the caster's internal world. This is heroic spirit Emiya's noble phantasm, and the only weapon I possess. Everything is here, and nothing is here. That is why it is called Unlimited Blade Works. This is the only definite answer obtained by the one who lived as a sword all his life. Reality Marble. So this is your ability? I take a step forward. Stuck in the ground next to me are the swords that are floating behind Gilgamesh. There's no need to be surprised. These are all imitations. As you say, these are all trifling swords. I reach out my arms. The swords come out as if to accept me as their user. But there's no rule, and imitation cannot defeat the original. If you say you're the original, I shall surpass every one of your weapons and destroy your existence. I move forward. In front of me is a servant with 1,000 treasures. Here I come, King of Heroes. Do you have enough weapons in stock? Ha! You forget your place, mongrel! The enemy opens the gate and readies numerous noble phantasms. I run across the deserted land. The two groups of swords start at the final match. Status screen updated, yay. Let's take a look at that later. What is that? The first thing Saber sees after getting into the lake is a giant mountain of meat. She's not a normal knight. She fought many monsters back when she was called a hero. She's even fought dragons, considered the strongest of the fantasy races. But even Saber falters against this mountain of meat. It's not because of its ugliness. It's because she can tell that the lump of meat and the curse flowing out of it are the same as her. A servant? Can a servant turn out that different if the summoning is done in the wrong way? Or is that the power of the Holy Grail? She stares at it and shakes her head. Rin! Where are you, Rin? She runs toward the lake and yells to the other side. She's hesitant to enter the black mud. It's not because it would be unpleasant. Her instincts tell her that as a half-spirit, she can't touch it. She hears a voice. It's weak, but she hears her master. She looks at the mountain of meat and... Rin? She steps forward without hesitation. Hold on. No. Don't come in, Saber. Saber stops. She stops her feet and glares at the mountain of meat while holding up her sword. But Rin! Just don't. You'll turn into this if you touch the mud. Please stay there and get ready to use your Noble Phantasm. This thing will explode soon. Use your Noble Phantasm before that. Saber cannot nod to her master's words. She can tell the lump of meat is about to hatch. The squirms are turning into throbs, and the mud is spreading even further. The lake has turned black, and the mud is spilling into the ground. That thing is growing. The world's restraining power will be activated if that thing is left alone. It's natural for her to destroy it with her holy sword. But to do that... Please get out, Rin! I can do it once you get out. Yeah, alright. I'll leave it to you. But go ahead and use it if I don't make it out in time. The contract between us will go away, but you should be fine if Shiro's alive. Do not say such a thing! I do not care! I will handle this curse. Saber runs to the black mud so she can get the lump of meat. But her body doesn't move. Her body stops and she tries to go near the lake. Rin, did you use the command spell? Of course. I can't let the only one who can destroy the Holy Grail die. I told you, it's all good. I'll easily get out from here. You can rest assured and stand by with your noble phantasm. She sounds calm and composed like always. Rin. But it doesn't have to be said, it's just a bluff. The island of meat on the other side. There's nowhere for her master to run. Oh, it's a good thing she's blocking Shinji. Wait, does he have pants on? Yeah, right, well, talk is cheap. I can't tell, I think he does have pants on. She murmurs while being surrounded by arms made out of the meat. The situation's pretty hopeless. Mata Shinji was saved. She ripped off the blood vessels and the nerves connected to the meat to let Shinji out. One can say he's alive, ignoring the after effects he may have. No, he looks like he's just unconscious, so one can say that he's healthier than the girl carrying him. Problems after that. I guess I would be desperate if he gets its heart taken away. Will it let me go if I give Shinji back? She slowly moves while she stares at the tentacles blocking her way. But there is no exit. The tentacles are blocking the way out to the lake. Even if she escapes, the tentacles trying to swallow her, she will not be able to get past the wall. Crap, my powers. She almost falls along with Shinji, but she desperately keeps herself up. She went through the cursed sea and even performed neurosurgery to separate Mata Shinji from the mountain of meat. She went as far as using her reserve magical energy she hadn't used for ages, but... Idiot! He took too much of my magical energy without any reserve. I'm all empty now thanks to him. She bears the dizziness as she complains. But she's not serious. And it wouldn't really matter if she did have more power. The tentacles around her are not moving because their target is standing still. They should react right away once they find out that thing, their body, is poison. Tosaka Rin and Mata Shinji are alive because they do not have magical energy to be consumed. But I guess this is it. It's getting hard for me to stay standing. Her vision becomes hazy. Even though she has a foothold, she's still in the mud. Her nerves are getting further infiltrated with each passing second. She'll become the new core of the Holy Grail if she falls down into the meat. But before that... I'm sorry, Saber. You probably won't obey me, so I'll force you to do it. She has one more command spell. That's enough for her to order Saber to use her holy sword. And I have to apologize to you too. I couldn't save Shinji. Just run. I do not want to hear such whining. What? She stops her collapsing body. That voice. The voice coming to her head is definitely that of the servant she's made a contract with. Wait! There's no time to waste. She knows this personality all too well. She knows his personality all too well. Wait, what? He told her to run, so he must have done something that she won't escape unless she does as she's told. She runs. The arrows come down from the sky are literally a heavy rain. They destroy the tentacles, the ground, and everything in her path. There's no time to turn back. She runs full speed while carrying Shinji. She jumps into the lake. The arrows have swept the black mud away to make her an escape route. It's only for a short while, but there's only dirty water between her and the opposite shore. She runs across the lake while carrying Mata Shinji. She runs with all her might, mud splashing around her. Please, Saber! Her magical energy replies with a yelling voice. There's no need to check. The golden sword mows down everything in its path with its overwhelming power. The mountain of meat is cut in half and breaks down. The black mud evaporates, and the light turns the lake into a flat field. And she only used her noble phantasm once. It's a waterfall of light that eliminates everything. Bathed in the light, the swordsman accepts that her battle has ended. This is the end. My battle is over. Who did she say that to? The wielder of the Holy Sword is on her knees and watches the light with a flood of emotions. The Holy Grail is breaking down. The thing she sought, the thing that should have saved her, she destroyed it with her own hands and finally realized her mistake. One boy and one hero. The man that got twisted at the end of his ideal was still a boy. His regrets are so heavy, they cannot all be carried. His crimes are so deep, they cannot be atoned for. There was something he did not give up on. The Knight in Red finally arrived in an answer at the very end. Then, she has to move forward as well. The end where she took her hands off the sword. She'll run past that hill under her own will. The contract is complete. You are victorious, Rin. The Holy Sword fades away. She still has some magical energy left. She can stay in this world if she pushes herself. She can. She'd like to see the world that awaits them in the end. But that is not my role. Shiro has Rin. Her body continues to disappear, and the night vanishes from this world, as if engulfed by the light. Like a brave gust of wind, the king that sought the Holy Grail sets off for the hill of destiny, without leaving a trail of memories behind. I opposed the longsword with a longsword. The swords break each other and the shards are set flying. And I mean to lower the volume of it, goddamn. Damn, do not! A curved sword appears behind him. Overestimate yourself, kid! But I pull out the curved sword by my feet faster than him, and I swing it straight at him. Ah, yeah, in the background. Let's go. Gilgamesh retreats. I close the distance at once, pull out a sword, and slash at him. Why? Why am I losing to a mongrel sword? I crash my swords against the appearing noble phantasms. God, it's loud. Ha, 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 ha. I'm not thinking. My body and mind will fail if I stop. That's why I keep moving forward. The instant I see his noble phantasm, I reel in the exact same one and swing it with all my might. Impossible! Am I being cornered by such a sham? I turned up the music so you could hear this more, but I can't. I can't, or else the crashing will kill both of our ears. The sounds of swords crashing through the echo in the area. He cannot handle my attacks and has to destroy my weapon with his. That'll be the cause of his defeat. He's the greatest heroic spirit, as he has over 1,000 noble phantasms at his leisure. But he's only an owner. He doesn't have the one weapon, so he's not a wielder. Oh, he does not have one weapon, so he's not a wielder, who can use his weapon to its maximum potential. Even in this world, I am no match against any other servants. I cannot match the ultimate one, even with infinite swords. Gilgamesh must have the ability, but I do not. Therefore, this is the only servant I can match. As we have the same ability, we are both owners. As we are both owners, I am always one step ahead of him, since my swords are there, ready to be used. Damn, 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 damn! I did not think I would have to use my sword against a mongrel like you! Gilgamesh raises his hand. The sword appearing behind him is the demonic sword, the only sword that does not exist in this world. I won't let you! I swing my twin swords. The Kancho and Bakia I reel and slice off Gilgamesh's arm that tries to reach for his sword. Wha? The weapons stop. His arm and sword fall to the ground, leaving him defenseless. Ah! My body acts before I can think. Confident in my victory, my limbs move to slash the King of Heroes. He jumps back. Barely avoiding the twin swords, Gilgamesh retreats still further. You're stronger than me here. Gilgamesh admits his defeat and tries to retreat. I won't let you escape! I won't let him escape. I'll lose if he regains his composure. I have to settle this match right here. Damn it! Damn! He must have realized he will not be able to escape as he pulls out a noble phantasm from behind him. But I am faster. I'll surely... Huh? What? Our voices overlap. The change happens in an instant. The light coming from the lake eliminates the Hill of Swords. A great magical energy has smashed away the already disappearing reality marble. That's fine. The match is settled. I can beat this servant by slashing it with my twin swords. But after the reality marble is blown away... A black void. A void big enough to swallow a human being. It appears before me, right on Gilgamesh. What? Gilgamesh looks down at his body in astonishment. His body's being swallowed. The golden servant is swallowed by the void appearing on his body. What? Did he want to say wait? The void mercilessly swallows the servant. There was no way for him to escape. The void was open on his body. There's no way one can escape something that's on their body. What the fuck was that? Yeah, what was that? I stand there dumbfounded. The void in front of me is shrinking. I don't know what this is. But it seems Chosaka and Saber were able to destroy the Holy Grail, I guess. My only guess is that the after effect created the Black Void to eliminate Gilgamesh. Anyway, now, everything is over. My twin swords disappear. The magical energy in me fades away. I can probably turn this back up, now that all the shattering has passed. Oh, crap. And at the same time, fatigue assails me. Damn, this is bad. I can't walk. I want to go see how Chosaka is doing, but my body was not going to move. Well, she'll probably be fine since Saber went to go save her. Right, I guess. I can rest a bit, and after I take a deep breath... Oh shit, what? A chain wraps around my arm. I gasp. The chain drags my body towards the void. I put power into my body, but I can't resist. My feet slide across the ground towards the void. Fool! Does it not know servants cannot become the core? He's appearing from the void, but his body is kind of melted here and there. That void must be everything it swallows. Damn it! I try to get the chain off me, but it doesn't even budge. This chain even restrained Berserker. It's not something I could pry off. I'm being pulled towards it. I'll be swallowed like him if I go near that void. Damn, are you trying to take me with you? I have no intention of dying! Stay right there until I pull myself out, you lowlife! You... be arrogant even in this situation. Damn! But what can I do? I can't get his chain off me. I'll be swallowed in that void along with him. Even if I hold my ground, he'll pull himself out. It means I'm going to die either way. I can't give up so easily. That was a real choice that I had to think about for a second. Anyway, Ha! I feel dizzy. I can't brace myself anymore. I'll die. I can't endure it at the very end. Should I loosen up since I can't brace myself? If I do so, I should be able to push him back into the void. Don't take me lightly. I won't let you take me with you. I gather up my courage. Will my arm rip off first, or will his chain rip off first? Or will he come out first? I don't care either way. I'll fight until the very end and die gallantly. Heh. You can do that if you wish, but dodge to your right before you do that. Huh? I turn around instantly. I look back at the compound, which has turned into a flat field. At the same time, something Ooh, is that who I think it is? At the same time, something passes by me. Archer! The chain is released. Looking like he saw something unexpected, Gilgamesh lets go of his chain. I fall on my ass. I sit there dumbfounded, and the void shrinks and disappears in front of me. That was... I can't stand up, and just look behind me in the flat field. To the flat field. Dawn's near. The one with the rising sun behind him is the knight in red. Oh. Damn. Show off. I complain without thinking, but I'm smiling happily for some reason. Well, I have nothing to say to him, so I guess I'll stay quiet so I can sleep. The golden field is now deserted. Seeing the knight standing there and Tosaka running to him, I lay on the ground. Tosaka should say everything I want to say to him, so I'll sleep for now. We'll end up fighting if we see each other again, and I'm not used to parting with myself. And for the final time, I engrave my ideal into my mind so that I won't forget it, and close my eyes. Archer was still alive? Oh. Sneaky bastard. The land below him was like a wasteland he once walked on. There's nothing here. There's nothing, as everything was blown away from the mountaintop. The battle has ended. The battle for the Holy Grail has ended, and the curtain is about to fall on his battle as well. He doesn't know how long it was, but the accumulated wish that should have bound him forever is gone now. The end quickly permeates into him and takes away his body's form. Archer! He looks towards the voice. She should not have the energy to run, but she's running with ragged breathing. He watches it in silence. The girl who ran up to him looks up at the knight. The red cloak fluttering in the wind shows no trace of what it used to be. The cloak is cut everywhere, and his arm is cracked and torn. His existence is weak. Standing there haughtily, the knight begins to disappear from his feet up. Archer. The rising sun is in the distance. A golden light is emerging from the horizon. Too bad. Well, that's what happened. Give up this holy grail, Ren. You must not have anything special to say. The knight in red says trivial things. It gets her all the more. The knight who's about to disappear is still acting like before. He is her partner that he spoke with cynically, ran through the battles with, and trusted her back to. She can declare that those days were fun. And it is still there before her eyes. He has remained in this world to save her in the last moment. He lost his master and received the King of Heroes' noble phantasms. His body was disappearing, but he did not come to her to ask for help, and instead watched over this battle. And the end is in front of her. Archer. The girl cannot think of what to say. It is always like this for her at the most crucial times. She loses her cleverness when it counts the most. The knight smiles a bit. He knew that from the start. The closeness of the girl is a dear memory for the knight. What? You don't have to laugh at me at a time like this. She looks up at the knight. Oh, excuse me. It's because you look so terrible. I was just amazed at how worn out you were. We are. He smiles while he talks. She gets a lump in her throat after seeing his regret-free face. The instant she wonders if he should really disappear. Archer, form a contract with me again. She says something she probably should. I cannot do that. I do not know if you'll keep your contract with Saber, but I'm not qualified for that. And I don't have a goal anymore. My battle ends here. His reply is free of doubt, and his will is strong. His face is bright as the rising sun. And how can she force him when he's making a face like that? But, you won't be saved. The girl swallows her words and hangs her head. That is not something the girl should say. It's not something that's solved by keeping the knight in this world. Man, I don't have any attachment to this world, but it's troubling to have her cry. For him, the girl always has to be positive, indulgent realist. He was always encouraged by her figure, so he wants her to stay that way until the very end. Rune. The girl looks up at the voice. Her face looks cute, trying to hold back the tears. Rather than expressing the attachment he feels, he looks at the boy lying in the distance. Please take care of me. I think you know, but I am unreliable. Please support me. The knight says so as if somebody else's business. Those are words of parting. The future might change. If a girl like her stays with Emiyashiro, the hero Emiya should not be born. His words contain such hope. Sure. But even if it ends up that way, the already existing knight will forever be a guardian. The boy and the man are now two different existences. They only have the same starting point, and he is an ideal that the boy dreamed of. There is no salvation available for this knight. There's nothing to give to him. He's already died and become a phenomenon. She nods in spite of that. She cannot give him anything, so she'll give him her best smile. He asked her to take care of him. She smiles so that she can answer the trust he put in her. Yeah, I know. I'll do my best. I'll do my best so that he won't get twisted like you. I'll do my best so that he'll be able to like himself. So you should also forgive yourself. She doesn't put it into words. She looks up at the disappearing knight with a flood of emotions. How much salvation did that bring? After engraving the girl's smile into his memory with pride, I found my answer. It's fine, Tosaka. I'll do my best from now on as well. A breeze. The knight has finally rested his wounded body, without waiting for the girl's reply. I never got to complain to you. She wipes away her tears, and talks to the one who is not there. Her voice is clear, and the girl is standing firm again. It's only natural. She doesn't have the time to be depressed after he made a face like that. She says goodbye to the ground that the knight was standing on, and runs to the boy laying on the ground. Within the golden sunrise, the smile he had was that. Within the golden sunrise, the smile he had was like that of the boy. I sometimes recall the fight. The crying spirit and the sparks flying off the clashing swords. My attacks were immature, and it's not something one could call a sword dance. We were both clumsy, and did not know of retreat. The ridiculous sounds of clashing swords were annoying, and I have no memory of them. At the time, I lost an answer and found an answer. So a plus and a minus makes a 0. Nothing has changed. He's him, and I'm me. I'm just watching this fading dream. It's been only a month, but it feels so dear now. It seems like it happened so long ago. The memory of it is fading day by day, and I can't even remember what the person I was fighting looked like. But that's to be expected. That was something that was impossible from the start. We did not believe that the fight would change anything. We just tried to beat each other to ascertain ourselves. So there's nothing to gain from victory. There never was any such thing. The loser comes to an end, and there's no prize for the winner. Man, it really was good for nothing. But I can still recall it if I close my eyes. The echoes of unrefined metals. A dazzling, distant technique that knew of no retreat. It was our beliefs that crashed against each other. I fought against my own ideal to carry out my hope. The result is not clear yet. I don't know who won, or which of us remained. It should be a while before the result becomes clear. An illusion, like a mirage that disappears when one turns around. Only the reverberation remains, and my feet will eventually reach. Wake up, you fool. Everyone else has already left for the assembly. Are you gonna boycott it even though you're here at school? My body's being shaken. The voice brings me back to reality. Oh, okay. Wait, why are you here, you say? I was expecting Tosaka. I raise my head and look at my classmate. Why? We are in a classroom today. Today is our last day, and it is 10 minutes before the closing ceremony. I came to look for you since I did not see you, but I did not expect to find you sleeping. I don't know if he's in a hurry or just plain angry, but he yells at me. We're the only ones in the classroom. It's 9:50. The closing ceremony starts at 10, so I bet everyone's at the gym already. Hey, are you really awake, Emiya? Yeah, that woke me up completely. Thanks, Issei. I'm glad you came to wake me up. It's fine if you understand, but thank me later. We won't make it unless we hurry. I do not want to think of how angry Fujimura-sensei will be if she finds out we're not there. Oh, yeah, gotcha. Can't face my classmates if Fujini gives us ridiculous amounts of homework before the vacation. I'll make sure to calm her down. Please, we'll be too ashamed to face our classmates if she gives us more homework. I'm sure they will curse us. He sounds scary, but the frightening truth is that it's very possible. The extra homework she gave us last summer we got after we got our math was ridiculous. It wasn't even English homework. What was she thinking when she told us to enter any competition and win a medal? Emiya, we have to hurry. Sorry, I'm coming. We should hurry to the gym for now. It only takes 3 minutes if we run. We should make it 5 minutes early if no teacher finds us. No, we cannot run the hallway. I was too optimistic. As expected from the student council president, he really is committed, as if he's still following the rules even now. That's splendid, Issei, but we won't make it if we walk. Let us hurry without running. We can make up any excuse as long as we are there on time. I nod and walk faster. We are in the middle of March. The sky is amazingly blue. Fuyuki City has long winters, but spring is finally around the corner. The days went by quickly. It's been a month since the Holy Grail War. The city's back to normal now. The Holy Grail has been destroyed, and most of the damage caused by the Masters was taken care of by the Church. The person that came as a replacement for Kotomine is old, but energetic, and everything was smoothly settled. But one can see the after effects of the battle here and there. Kazuki Soichiro, the person that chose to fight as a master, is considered missing. Issei was sad that the one who he treated as an older brother was gone, but he suddenly showed up at the temple to start with. It is only fitting that he leave the same way. Issei just laughed it off. The surprising thing is Fujini, and it turned out that they often drank tea together. She complained that she wanted to fight him once, so it seemed that Fujini knew that Kuzuki was a master of martial arts. Shinji's life has been saved thanks to Sosaka, and he's currently in the hospital. I guess the hospital is part of the Mages Association, and he's getting better. Sakura is busy visiting Shinji, so she's showing up at my place only on the weekends. I went to check up on them once, and they're getting along surprisingly well. I don't know if that event took something out of him, or if he's just unenergetic from the wounds. Either way, Shinji's ironic at best, and he's acting more like the Shinji I first got to know. Oh good. Saber's not here anymore. She left this world after destroying the Holy Grail. Something constraining her must have been released when she destroyed the Holy Grail with her own hands. It's vexing I couldn't say goodbye to her, but I should be glad she's freed from the binding of the Grail. If I ever do see her again, I want to thank her as much as I can. So. And finally, the most important person. Gah, Tosaka. After we get down to the first floor. Oh, Student Council President. Are you patrolling the building at this time? Or are you taking care of the club rooms? I'm getting tired of saying this, but you really are diligent. We meet up with the person representing the students at the closing ceremony, who's coming out of the teacher's office. I'm also tired of hearing the line. Try guessing something else for a change. Or do you keep saying that on purpose? Issei glares at Tosaka. Huh? Of course it was on purpose. What? Did you not realize that until now? I see. I thought you had more of a sense of humor. Oh, I see. I thought you had more of a sense of humor. And I guess you really are a blockhead. I'm very sorry. I always use the same greeting to show my affection for you, but I guess it was hard for you to understand. What do you mean, affection? I have not done anything that deserves any of your affection. Come, Emiya, we will be late if we concern ourselves with this fox. Issei sure doesn't get along with Tosaka. Well, I feel the same way, so I'm really not in any position to feel sympathy. So, our eyes meet as I walk past her. We decided to act normally when there are people around. I naturally ignore Tosaka and follow Issei. But... Good morning, Emiya-kun. I'm glad you seem well. I don't know what she's angry about, but she embraces my arm and puts on a big smile. My head goes blank. It's because even though we've been seeing each other, this is the first time we've touched each other in a month. Really? Jesus Christ, man. Tosaka. I try not to blush as I bear the sensation of her touch. I'm joking, but it's true that I am happy, Emiya-kun. Oh, let's go home together after you finish helping out the student council after the ceremony. I'll keep on waiting in my classroom. Tosaka puts emphasis on keep on waiting. What are you saying? Let go of him already. It has nothing to do with you, Rito-kun. Excuse us. I'm busy as well since I have to make a speech in your place, Student Council President. What? Tosaka leaves, leaving behind the footsteps of a victor. What was that about, Emiya? What is your relationship with that fox? Well, I guess it's kind of hard to explain. First of all, I think I told you before that we're kind of acquainted. That was a month ago! I want you to cut ties with her! Oh, I get it. She totally has blackmail on you, right? Well, I guess you can call it that. I knew it! Dang, I cannot let you go now, Tosaka. Consult me, Emiya! Confess, Emiya! We shall give that fox her due punishment. Issei shakes me. Look at the time, Issei. The ceremony's starting. I do not care. The ceremony starts out with a speech from that fox. It shall be mentally good for us not to hear it. The student council president keeps shaking me. Issei is normally calm, but this personality changes when it involves Tosaka. Tosaka must be his natural enemy, but... Sorry, Issei. I gotta let you down, but I can't do anything about Tosaka. She'll beat me instead if I go to beat her. You probably shouldn't go near her. That is a very negative comment coming from you. Is the blackness she's holding that back? Unfortunately. So I'm leaving you to take care of Tosaka. I know it's a hard fight, but man, you gotta do your best. I see. Alright, do not worry, Emiya. It is for the good of our school. I shall reveal her true identity and overthrow her. She seems to be planning something with all the athletic clubs, but the student council will be ready for her before the next year is out. The real match starts then. I want a game from his point of view. The student council president smiles in anticipation. What do you say? We'll all be graduating in a year. The ceremony comes to an end, and the school starts to lose its liveliness. Spring break has started. Most of the students have left with a smile, and the students in the athletic clubs are getting ready for their training camps. There aren't that many students left in the building. All the classrooms are empty, and the hallways tinted in red. So you're finally done, huh? Issei makes you help out even on the last day. I'm sure it's his way of getting me back. An empty classroom. Tosaka smiles and says so as soon as she sees me coming into the red-tinted class. 2A. Hey, that's because you did that ridiculous thing. I would have been freed a lot earlier if you hadn't gone and said needless things. And complain as you go into the classroom. Why is it so awkward to go into someone else's classroom, even though they all look the same? What, are you saying it's my fault, Shira? Half of it is, yeah. Look, you're the one who said we should act as strangers until next year, since everyone would get suspicious. Why'd you do that? You don't mind a bit of a running start since this year's over, right? First of all, there are other ways to ignore me. We weren't in the cafeteria or something. We were the only ones there, so at least give me a nod or something. I don't know why she's unhappy, but Tosaka looks away and complains. Is it because of the evening sunlight? Her familiar gesture looks so fresh and cute, I'm kind of fascinated. Man, here, I got this, but do you want it? I show her the orange juice that was distributed among the helpers. Oh yeah, I'll take it. Good. You're considerate about things like this. She receives the juice box and takes a sip out of the straw. She's sitting by the window. She looks down at the campus as if she's watching something bright. I follow her example and look down as I drink. It must be the track team that's running. They sure are energetic, running like that when spring break starts tomorrow. Hey, were you on the track team before, Emiya-kun? Then, Tosaka suddenly asked me a weird question. Track team? No, I was always archery. I see. Well, I guess there are times like that. Seeing the setting sun just reminded me. Telling me to forget about it, Tosaka continues to drink the orange juice. I think they're sharing it. I'll forget about it if she wants me to. When she calls me Emiya-kun, half the time she's going to make a sarcastic remark, and the half she's going to say something really important. I'm sure in this case it's the latter. After a month of studying magic under her, I'm finally starting to recognize her habits. The time sure flies by. It's already been a month since the Holy Grail War ended, and you've become my apprentice. At this rate, I'm sure you'll fly by as well. It's been a month since Tosaka started teaching me the basics of magic. I've been busy with hard work and Tosaka's malicious nature, but she's right now that I think about it. The past months sure went by quickly. So I'm sure a year would pass by in a flash. A year, huh? We'll be leaving the school at that time, I think. Yeah, today would be my last time in this classroom. Then I'll be in a new classroom starting in April. And just like that, I'll be going to a new place in a year. Chisaka holds her knees and looks down from the window. New place, huh? What will I be doing in a year from now when I graduate? No, I don't even need to think about it. There's only one thing I must do. I need to make my ideal come true, just like he did. And, well, there is one other big goal right now. But don't want to think about it. It's kind of irritating. What'll you be doing after you graduate, Emi-kun? Are you gonna succeed your dad? Huh? Well, that's true. But I want to become a proper mage. More than I want to succeed my father. I can't boast unless I'm a proper mage. Oh? And to whom are you gonna boast? She smiles as she asks. My other goal is to make her admit defeat. It doesn't matter, right? My goal right now is to become a proper mage, and that's why I'm your apprentice right now. Please give me your best regards for the next year. Oh, you sure are optimistic if you think you can become a proper mage in a year. I was ready to teach you for 10 years when you became my apprentice, but I see you're fine with just the one more year, huh? 10 years? That's great, but no, that's not it. That's really a long way ahead. What did you get tired? Nope. As your goal is to become a proper mage, my goal is to make you a proper mage. Make you a proper mage. I have it all planned out in my head, you know? Should I write it down and give it to you? Well, that's great, but I guess that's impossible. You're gonna succeed your dad, right? And that means you'll be staying here after you graduate. Yeah, but what are you gonna do? Your family supervises this town. You can't leave, right? Me? I'll be going to London after I graduate. I got an admission recommendation because of what happened, so I guess they're letting me in without any tests. What? You mean that London? The headquarters of the Mages Association? Yep. There's a limit to what I can do here, so I'm thinking of studying there for about 5 years. I hear that my dad did the same thing, and it's natural to go to the highest institute of education if you want to be a proper mage, right? I'm stunned. It's so sudden that my head blanks out. It's natural for Tosaka, who is a legitimate mage. I finally realize the difference in our positions. London, huh? That's a really amazing thing, right? I don't know. It's vexing, but it's not because they approve of my own powers. I was only invited because of my dad's achievements, and because I'm the last one alive. She speaks casually, but I'm sure it's an amazing thing. But London, huh? That's certainly too far away. My father wasn't in the Mages Association. I'm just like him, and I don't like formal stuff. But you have the qualifications to enter in that case. I'm sure they'll test you if I recommend you. But I might be able to move there. I could start working more, study English, save up traveling and living expenses, find a job over there. I know you're not enthusiastic about going there since the Mages Association is your enemy, but the clock tower has proper equipment and it's really well suited for training. Oh, but you have to keep your reality marble a secret, so I guess they'll test your basics. Well, would 1 year be enough? No, let's say I'm able to rent an apartment there. I don't know what kind of a place the clock tower is. I'm sure Tosaka will get even busier. And it should be better for me if I go there. Then it should be better for me to go there after I become a proper mage myself. Yeah, that sounds good. First of all, London isn't suited for me. But I'll faint if I go there and if it's filled with people like Kodamine. Hey, are you listening to me, Emi-kun? Huh? Were you saying something, Tosaka? Tosaka frowns and shuts her mouth. So, after taking a deep breath, she makes a serious face and... I forgot to tell you, but I'm being invited as the successor of the Tosaka family. In other words, I can get a proper room as a proper mage. She says something kind of weird. I'm telling you that they approve of me as a proper mage, so it's not unusual for me to have an apprentice or two, right? There are factional disputes there, so I'm allowed to take at least one of my apprentices. Tosaka sneaks a peek at me. That's... I may be blunt, but I know what Tosaka's trying to say. In a word. Yep, I can unconditionally take one follower as an assistant. You'll have to take the test that way, and you'll be exempt from tuition fee. Wow, that sounds fucking amazing, man. Do that. Well, but you'll be in a disadvantageous position, because you're a student at the Mages Association without being part of it. My head resumes its thinking. No, it forces it to start working again. What Tosaka's telling me. I put every cell in my brain to work at weigh the options I have. I must look funny as Tosaka's giggling. What? I'm not going there because you talked me into it, okay? Is that all you want to tell me? Well, I'm going to London. She looks kindly at me. Then Tosaka makes a mischievous expression. Girl has your neck. So, well, you do, Shiro. She asks me gently, with eyes that see through me. My face turns red. Her words and expressions blow away my humility and my dislike of the Mages Association. This is what I meant by Tosaka has something on me. I can't help it if I fell in love with her. Oh, why go silent now? I haven't heard your answer yet. She keeps smiling mischievously. She knows what my answer is, but she's mercilessly attacking me. To be honest, London's too far away, but I can't imagine myself being taught by anyone other than Tosaka. And I never thought about parting with her. Most of all, I want to be with Tosaka. Be clear, this is important. Will you still come with me, even if it is as my assistant? She looks up into my eyes. She looks so attractive that I feel like my heart will pop out of my mouth. Shut up, idiot. Idiot. If it's so important, tell me about it in a more appropriate place. I can't answer you when it's so sudden. I don't know what will happen to me if I keep staring at her, so I look away. I still feel Tosaka's presence. He caught the tsundere. She's happily watching my reaction. Hey Shiro, what's your answer? She murmurs gently. She's got me beat. Isn't it this hard to nod and reply honestly? But I can't turn around unless I say it to her. Idiot. Don't ask me such an obvious question. I meet Tosaka's gaze and tell her my honest opinion. A smile broadens at those words. Okay. Well, please give me your best regards from now on, Emiya-kun. I'm going to train you until you become a proper mage, so prepare yourself. Same to you. I took that seriously. I'm going to get taught by you until I become a proper mage. Of course. I'm going to make you an honest man and have you lead a happy life. I wouldn't allow you to give up just by getting taken to London. Where did her previous prettiness go? She says so with a daring smile and jumps off the desk. The sunset should end soon. Spring break will end. April will come. And another year should pass by quickly. We will part with this scenery until then. After a year, Tosaka and I will spend our final days of student life here. Let's go home. It'll be a lively dinner at your place today. We leave the classroom without any lingering memories. You can still hear the club activities from outdoors. The sounds are far off, and they remind me of the sword fight. I can't stay in the same place forever. Tosaka and I will be going someplace different in a year. It should be a while before I find out if it's the right choice or not. I recall that red figure one more time. Neither this classroom nor that fight will change. Everything is the same. Everything is an illusion, like a mirage that disappears when one turns around. But I can get there if I aim high. I'll surely be able to catch up to his back with Tosaka's help. So I'll come with an answer at that time. The swords that echo far away. By relying on those sounds, I will eventually reach that place. Walking with the wind blowing on your face. Walking towards the future. Busy days with no compass to guide you. After traveling to distant, exotic countries, you will return to where you belong one sunny day. And that's it, guys. There's a fair amount of symbolism to talk about between, like, Gilgamesh's like, I am the origin of all stories, and Shiro's like, I copy them and make them kind of, into like a modern thing. Like, there's a lot to go into, especially with how that fight goes, and I can keep saying a lot to go into. But I'm either going to do a separate thing where I just talk about it, just that, for like, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes or so, if I can gather my thoughts well enough. Or you guys could just go do it yourself. Do some critical thinking. You have a whole second thing. You and I just watched the same thing. We have access to basically the same amount of information. But, yeah. That was Unlimited Blade Works. There will be probably a week or two break while I get everything sorted, do everything nice and good. But then after, this is something that I've been thinking about, I'm going to, when we start the last route, Heaven's Feel, which you may or may not have seen the movie of, I'm going to start from the very beginning, like the prologue beginning, just so that I can get like a somewhat more up to snuff version out there. And then once we got everyone say thank you, Type Moon and Kineko Nasu, for this great kick-ass story. But yeah, once we get Heaven's Feel under our belt, then I'll have something planned. I already have like the next 2 or 3 things planned out for this as like a regular thing. But until then... Oh shit, do we have an extra thing? Oh, ooh! What came and went were distant memories. They were signs that forgot and cast away, something that cannot be returned. The sparks of the crashing swords, crashing spirits, many dozens of unskilled attacks and defenses. They were clumsy attacks that just tried to deny each other. Why did such a thing revive a worn-out oath? They were impossible attacks. His charging body was covered in wounds. His fingers are broken, his limbs are slashed apart. His breathing had stopped, although the boy didn't know it. Even at a rush, his speed is trifling, and his attacks are mediocre. Although he has absorbed his combat skill, his techniques are now as clumsy as an amateur's again. His attack is executed haphazardly, but his attack is heavier than any that came before. There is no superhero. The boy's mind is obliterated by the one that grew to realize that fact more than anyone. The distorted mind should collapse from the stress. It is obvious that the boy will be devoured by his contradiction. But where are the signs of his defeat? He moves his wounded body and steadies his faltering mind, but there is no hesitation in his attacks. His fury is incomparable to before. The boy swings his sword recklessly. The attacks are equally matched. The space is filled with sparks, and everything entering it will be cut to pieces. It is the embodiment of their minds that melt together, even though they repel each other. The desperate attack. It is only a dying spark that a man gives off in his last moment. The boy gasps with each attack, almost falls, steadies himself, and attacks yet again. Seeing it, he is confident that the enemy has no power left. The boy in front of him is a corpse. But why is there infinite power in his arms holding the sword? He sees an illusion. It must be because he got bored with seeing someone attacking, even though he knows it is useless. The irritation boils up in his most detestable impulse. What did he feel was beautiful and noble? The boy said that he does not want to see people die meaninglessly. He wanted to save everyone who was in trouble if they could be saved. It is out of the question. He knows such a wish was just meaningless by hypocrisy. An ideal where others is more important than yourself is an ideal that should never be held. But did he ever not dream of such a life would be wonderful? He cannot hear what his enemy is saying. His enemy's voice is too weak to be heard, but his attacks are fierce. The enemy's hands are already one with the hilt. He must be trying to fix the sword there, but the impact will go to his body like that. The boy is covered with blood, and he will die if he retreats. For the boy, every attack comes with great pain. The voices are hard to pick up. The boy who's on the verge of death frantically opposes the impediment in front of him. He does not need to be told where the boy's motivation is coming from. It's a bad dream. He's shown an old mirror image. He keeps swinging his sword with tearing arms. The only thing there is a strained yell. There were people that could not be saved, and there was him who could not save them. He saw people dying meaninglessly, and he swore never to let such a thing occur again. There's only one thing that comes and goes through his mind. Things he believes in. Things he believed in. An ideal he swore never to surrender. Something he will never surrender. And so, he realized that there will be no end to the attacks. This enemy will not stop. The enemy will never stop on his own. Even though the boy is attacking with all his power, he is taking no notice of him. The boy is only trying to slash himself, the one who instructs himself. His enemy is fighting for the things he believed and for the things he will keep on believing in. Realizing that, he grits his teeth. The boy keeps challenging, even though he knows he cannot win and that it is meaningless. That is the exact mistake he made. But then why? Why do these eyes keep on staring at him? Another crashing sound. The attack is parried. The enemy that could not block any attacks repels the attack like nothing. The mirror breaks. He's not strong. He's not strong at all. He fights risking his life, looking ugly and miserable. But who in the world can laugh at him? He stops his breath. Parrying the oncoming attack, the enemy readies his sword again. Final blow. Will the boy stay standing in spite of all his wounds and the stray on his mind? Of course. The boy overcame such limits 10 times. It's obvious that the enemy will not stop, even if this attack is blocked. The boy slashes his sword, even though he's collapsing. But his eyes, they're looking straight at him. He sees a familiar dream for an instant. Whose dream was that? And who inherited that dream? The boy's voice reaches the empty mind. A single scenery closes in. What an ugly, fanatic goodwill. A beautiful ideal to struggle for. The final blow is coming in, but the man does not watch the sword that is about to pierce him. That is the only thing on the boy's mind. Even if his heart is a fake, the beauty of what he believed in is real. That is something he cannot lie about, and it is the origin of his powers. The boy cries out with a smashed throat that he wants everyone to be happy. Yes, there is no road of retreat, because the dream is... He has made numerous mistakes. He has no way to atone for them, except for hating and killing himself. His hands are covered in blood, and that is something that can never be forgiven. But still, a straight gaze, mistakes and lies, shaking off everything, running on without stopping. The battle ends with a victory. The pain in his chest does not lift up his conviction. As the man hates himself, salvation will never be given. But he earns a small answer. The answer is only for this summoning, It is a meaningless thing that he will forget the next time he's summoned. But there's nothing to regret. It is something that he's already built up, something that the boy will build using all his life. There's only one thing coming and going through his mind. There is regret. He does not know how many times he wished to redo things. Heroic spirit Emiya will forever curse this end. But still, I was not wrong. There is nothing to talk about. The boy will remain, and he will leave. The only things that remain are the exchanged blows. The path is long. Relying on the sounds of the swords echoing far away, the boy heads for the deserted plains. And that's that. I hope this is at least giving you guys something to think about. Even if it's just a fun story. But that's that. And I think I've more than overstayed my welcome. So, until I see you guys next time, take care. And always try your best, okay?